Your goal also must be measurable. That's the third thing. It must be measurable. Because if you can't measure it, how are you going to improve it? If you can't measure it, you cannot improve it. The fourth thing is your goal must be emotionally connected. I'm not talking about emotional like crying. Emotional meaning deep, deep enough that it matters. Because if a goal doesn't touch your emotions, you're not going to stay with it long enough to see it come into fruition. You're not going to stick around long enough to get the results that you wanted.
Welcome to Win-Win with Gwen, hosted by Gwendolyn Shores, author, inspirational speaker, transformational coach, and CEO of Minds Above Matters. This is the podcast where your dreams ignite, limits shatter, and action leads to the life that you deserve. Your breakthrough starts now.
Welcome back, guys. It's your host, transformational coach Gwendolyn Shores, and I am so happy to have you guys here for another amazing episode of the Win-Win with Gwen podcast. Today, we're talking about something that's going to shift your entire life. That is, if you let it. We're talking about goal setting, not writing down things, next to little bullet points on a piece of paper. But we're talking about understanding the energy, the emotion, the structure, and the science behind a real goal that actually gets you results. I'm talking about goals that change your life. Now, before we begin, I want you to listen to me and listen to me closely. I see you. I love you. And I believe in you 101%. But what's even more important than me believing in you is that you believe in you 101% or even more. And if you're not there yet, if you can't believe in yourself like I believe in you, that's okay. It's okay that you're not yet there. Just borrow my belief in you until yours kick in. Because I see you. Now let's get started. So, why? Why do goals even matter? Goals matter because without goals, a lot of us are going to fail at things. As a matter of fact, most people float through life reacting to everything. But when you set a goal, you stop reacting and you start directing. A goal tells your brain, your energy, your emotions, and even your environment that this right here is where we're going. Filter out everything else, okay? That's what it tells it. And that part that does that is called your reticular activating system, also known as RAS. When that gets activated, that part of your brain that decides what's important and what's noise, that's what we're talking about right now. Listen, when you set a clear goal, your brain looks for opportunities. When that goal is clear, your brain will start to look for the things you need. Your emotions begin to get anchored. Your decisions have direction. And your energy, it stops being scattered all over the place. You ever found yourself just running all over the place when you're trying to complete something and you get nothing done? Your life gets aligned. That's what goals do. Goals matter because they give you ownership of your own future. Without goals, your life becomes accidental. With goals, your life becomes intentional, and you should live your life intentional. So how do you set a goal? Because that's important. So I'm going to make that simple for you. First of all, I want you to understand that your goal has to be clear. It has to be clear. So, for example, it can't sound something like, I want to be better. A clear goal sounds more like, I want to lose 15 pounds by April the 1st. I want to earn 5,000 extra dollars a month with my business. It sounds something or looks something like, I want to post 100 videos in 90 days. And I've done that before. That was one of my goals, by the way. Your goal must be specific, because when your goal is specific, it reduces confusion. And you know what confusion does to a goal? It kills motivation. Your goal also must be measurable. That's the third thing. It must be measurable. Because if you can't measure it, how are you going to improve it? If you can't measure it, you cannot improve it. The fourth thing is, your goal must be emotionally connected. And when I say emotionally connected, I'm not talking about emotional like crying. Emotional meaning deep, deep enough that it matters. Because if a goal doesn't touch your emotions, you're not going to stay with it long enough to see it come into fruition. You're not going to stick around long enough to get the results that you wanted. So let's talk about something most people get wrong. When people set goals, they set goals based on emotion only. And when you set goals based on emotions only, when that emotion fades, you'll stop trying to achieve the goal. When you set a goal based on logic, without emotion, you're going to find yourself procrastinating, because there is no excitement there. You're not excited about that goal, okay? A powerful goal requires both emotion, because the emotion gives you your why. Logic gives you the how. Your why is the fuel. Your how is the steering wheel. And look, you can have a full tank of gas, but if you don't know where you're steering, you'll just burn energy and you won't go anywhere, okay? And you can have a steering wheel, but if there's no fuel, you ain't moving. You need both, okay? You have to have both. So make sure you have both when you're deciding on your goals. And when you decide on those goals, you may have a feeling, or you may wonder, is this goal too big? So let's talk about how you know when a goal is too big. A goal is too big when you don't believe it, when you can't visualize yourself achieving it, if you don't know the first step, if you feel panic instead of motivation, and most definitely, if you keep avoiding it. Those are the signs that it's too big. A goal should stretch you, but no way, no how should it ever paralyze you. Here's the truth. No goal is too big, but many goals are too big for the version of you who is trying to start. And that's the reason why we break down goals, to meet you where you are so that you could get the goal completed. So don't be afraid of the goal, because I'm going to show you how to break it down so that you can have big goals as well as small goals. And guys, this is where the magic happens. So hang on tight. A huge goal becomes possible when you turn it into micro goals. For example, the goal is to lose 15 pounds. That's the goal. Let's pretend that's a goal we're setting. Not a bad goal anyway. I may need to set that myself right now. Broken down, that goal would look something like week 1, walk 20 minutes. Week 2, add water and reduce the sugar. Week 3, start light strength training. Week 4, track calories. See, that allows us to have small steps and automatic wins. That's right, automatic wins. It builds our confidence. And when that confidence is built, it creates an ability to want to stay consistent with what we're doing. Confidence comes from completion, not inspiration. That's why we break it down. So I want you to make sure you keep that note. Keep everything we're talking about today, but definitely know that that was a jewel that I just dropped from my heart to yours. Let's talk about tracking a goal and what it tells the brain. Tracking a goal tells the brain, we are doing this. That's how important the goal is. It tells us we are doing this. We are progressing. This matters. It tells you that. And what are some ways that you can track that goal? If you have a nice notebook, you can write down things in your notebook. You have a habit app, you can use that, or a calendar with check marks. You can create a weekly progress review, or like a lot of people, you can journal. I'm a journaler, by the way. So yeah, I journal my goals down and keep track of them because tracking helps you stay honest with yourself. So it's really important to write those goals down. And the reason it is important is because writing your goal down is not just a cute motivational tip. Writing activates the RAS, the prefrontal cortex, memory centers, the decision-making circuits. Writing makes your brain say, this is real. This is happening. When you write your goals, make sure you include these things, okay? The goal itself, the deadline, why, your why. Why do you want this goal? The how you'll feel when you achieve it. What steps you will take, what you will sacrifice, who you will become. When you do that, this turns a wish into a plan. Motivation isn't something you have. Motivation is something you maintain. Your why is your anchor. Your why keeps you going when inspiration disappears. And as you start to achieve your goals, sometimes it's going to not be there. That inspiration will not be there sometimes. You use momentum, not motivation. Momentum is created by consistency, small wins, tracking that goal, being accountable for the things that happen. Motivation starts the car. Momentum keeps it moving. Give yourselves a high five for showing up today because listen, I know not everybody shows up for themselves like you just did. You deserve a high five and so much more because you are amazing. If this blessed you, inspired you, or grew you in any way, don't you be don't you be a gatekeeper. I want you to share this with someone who needs it. And remember, I see you. I love you. I believe in you 100. 101%. But what matters most is that you believe in you. 101% or more. Don't forget, I'll be here every Friday, 6:15 like clockwork. So keep doing your research, keep doing the work, because you deserve to win. I love you guys. I'll see you guys later.